I have 6 audience members. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I have 17 note cards. Okay. Hello. Vaccination is one of the oldest forms of medical treatment, and today we have vaccinations against 22 diseases. Not only is it beneficial for the people getting the vaccines, but also for those surrounding them. I have done a great deal of research and have written a few essays on this subject because it has always interested me. In this speech, I will inform you about vaccinations and some pros and cons about them. First of all, a vaccination is the process of making someone immune to a specific infection or organism. Vaccines contain a weakened version of a pathogen, which is an organism that causes a disease. These pathogens are killed or modified microorganisms that once are injected will trigger an immune system response. A vaccine uses the body's immune system. A healthy immune system produces antibodies that fight off a particular infection. When and if the person comes in contact with the real pathogen from the disease, the immune system will be able to respond rapidly to create more antibodies to fight off the infection from the disease. Those opposing vaccines say that vaccines are often unnecessary in many cases where the threat of death from disease is small, and because the diseases we vaccinate against have disappeared. Now, partly due to everyone being vaccinated for such a long period of time, lots of the diseases that are preventable by vaccines are pretty rare in the United States. Outbreaks of diseases can occur in communities that have high numbers of families who have opted out of vaccinations. If we stop vaccinating everyone against those diseases, then the United States could have an epidemic. An infectious disease could spread through communities, infecting large amounts of the people living there. Some vaccine-preventable diseases can have long-term consequences, even if you catch and survive the disease. For example, measles survivors can develop a rare, fatal form of encephalitis, which is inflammation of the brain, for up to 10 years after they catch the measles. Also, polio survivors are at risk for post-polio syndrome, which can occur decades after the initial polio infection. Anti-vaccine supporters believe that vaccines cause immune system suppression and can permanently damage the natural immune system. Unvaccinated children build and strengthen their immune systems through fighting off infection and developing natural immunity to diseases. They believe that artificial immunity through vaccination weakens the immune system and leaves children more vulnerable to all other diseases and infections. Over the years, some people have had concerns that autism might have linked to vaccines. One vaccine ingredient that has been studied is thimerosal. However, in 2001, it was removed or reduced to trace amounts in vaccines. Evidence from several studies examining trends in vaccine use and changes in autism frequency does not support the link between vaccines and autism. In recent years, the rate of autism diagnosis has increased, even though thimerosal has been taken out of vaccines. In the opinion of vaccine supporters, no individual should have the right to risk the health of the public solely for the purpose of satisfying their personal, moral, philosophical, or religious view. Rather, we do it to protect our nation as a whole in the event an outbreak does occur. Ongoing vaccinations are unnecessary to help keep our nation protected. Ongoing vaccinations are necessary to help keep our nation protected from these diseases. Vaccine safety research is extensive. Many years of study go into each vaccine to ensure it is safe before it is approved for use in the general public. The larger the percentage of vaccinated individuals, the safer the public is from certain infectious diseases. Thank you. And everyone stayed, even though it was boring.
I wasn't boring.